Alright, so this is going to be a different kind of video. I want to do market cipher analysis and, some basic higher time frame analysis on algo to start off. And this is a type of video that I want to do more often. I think I'll be able to make more videos. I can have a more consistent upload schedule by, making shorter videos like this where I just do higher time frame analysis on one altcoin, and I can make updates as time progresses. So that's my idea. I'm going to try to make these like 5 to 10 minute videos maybe. I pretty much want to go through market cipher analysis how I normally do it, maybe come up with some, higher time frame, more important levels of support and resistance, and just kind of give my general thoughts. So I'm starting off with Algorand because I actually bought a little bit of this not that long ago. I, got a little spot bag going. I've been doing some altcoin shopping, and I've been looking for some altcoins that haven't really pumped yet because there's a lot that, are at points where I wouldn't really look to buy them. I'd more so maybe look to swing long them if I see a setup. But in terms of coins that have been around for a while, haven't really pumped yet, have, large upside potential up to their all-time highs, and that are looking good in terms of money flow on the higher time frames, I was liking how Algo's looking. So I got a little, spot bag of it, and this is my general setup. I'm, in reality risking, I guess you could say 100%, but to all-time lows, or at least all-time lows of the Coinbase chart, I'm risking about 60% on this, and, my first TP, I'm looking for a 200% gain. And that's my general plan. I'm looking to TP here, take out my original capital, and then hopefully I just have a bull market bag. That's the way I kind of approach altcoins. I look for trade setups. I look for ways to de-risk, and my way of de-risking this is by taking out 1/3 of my position, which will be my original capital after a 200% gain, which is a 3x. So after that, I'm looking to hold up to all-time highs. It is still over a 10x up to at least this high. I don't know what is going on back here, but I'm looking at this as my quote unquote all-time high, even though price went higher back here. This is the 2021 bull market top, and that's really what I'm caring about. So yeah, let's get on with the analysis. Actually, real quick, before we get on to the analysis, let me know what you think of these kind of videos. Do you want me to do these more often? Would you like me to post shorter videos and, more update type videos on different altcoins? I feel like that's, something of interest now that we're heading into the bull market. And if so, what are some coins that you want me to do analysis on? You can make suggestions, but keep in mind, I'm not going to do analysis on it if, let's say it doesn't have weekly money flow on Market Cipher. Like if you're requesting some coin that's been around for a couple months, if it doesn't have, enough data to display weekly money flow, then I'm not going to look at it. But if it's something I've heard of, if it's been around for a long time, if I can find a chart that I can do macro analysis on, then I will consider that as one of my altcoins for videos. So first I'll do basic price action analysis. I don't want to spend too much time doing this because there's a million things I could talk about the more I zoom in. So I'm just going to try to keep it to, the most important stuff. So Algorand is sitting right around its lows. It's sitting around its lows from 2020, and it actually took out the Corona with Lime dump wick, which is interesting. I haven't really seen many coins, if any, do that. So, just off of that, Algorand is a coin that I've heard of for a long time. It's been around since I've been in crypto. I heard about it back when I first got into crypto in the 2021 bull market. And I'm not basing any of this on fundamentals. I don't know really anything about fundamentals. I actually try to ignore a lot of fundamental stuff because I think it, at least in my opinion, the way I trade and the way I, conduct my portfolios, it is a factor that's just going to lower my probabilities of success. I find the most success when I make decisions based on technical analysis, and sure, there's the fundamental reasoning behind me buying this. That is, I expect a bull market, and so I'm expecting most altcoins to do well in the bull market. Am I thinking that it's guaranteed to hit this high that it hit in 2020 or 2021? No, I don't think that's a necessity, but I am approaching this with some sort of a bias. But in terms of like actual fundamentals of Algorand, I don't really know what it does at all. I mean, I did some research on it a while ago. I can't remember any of that, and truthfully, I don't care. I have a reasonable plan that if my plan plays out, I will de-risk this trade entirely. I'll take out all the money that I put into it. And then from there, if the fundamentals want to pump Algorand, that's great. I will hold a bag of it. If not, then it's whatever. But that is how I'm approaching this. So first thing I can say about Algorand is that, if I bought right here, which I did, then I am buying low. Objectively speaking, if you're looking at this as a massive range, then I'm basically buying the bottom of the range. And looking a little bit more locally, you can see we have had some sort of a market structure flip here. We put in a lower low, a lower high, and then a lower low right here, which, I can really zoom in and show you that we put in a lower low. So you can say we had some sort of a market structure flip here when we broke the last lower high. Now, maybe you want to call this a daily market structure flip. It definitely looks like a better leg in structure on the daily. And you could say that maybe there is a higher time frame leg of structure that we have not broken bullish yet, which I'll just kind of outline the general trend. And I'd say the last lower high in that general trend was right here. So there is a lower high above us, and that is level that I'm watching next that can provide us resistance. SFPing that level would not be great, but if we close above that aggressively, then you can't really say we are in a downtrend anymore, regardless of the market structure you're looking at, unless maybe you're looking at monthly structure, in which case maybe you could argue that we are in a downtrend, but that's besides the point. I don't really trade the monthly. So we already had one market structure flip to bullish, and potentially we could have another one if we break above this level at 0.2981. And if we get above that, then I'm sure some people will be looking at this wick for some sort of resistance, even though it doesn't exactly apply to current market structure. It is still an important wick. People like to sell, these kind of highs, regardless of if it's market structure. So that's somewhere people will probably be taking profits. But above this high, we have a bit of a fair value gap up here. And I'm kind of hoping that price goes above this high and tries to tackle this fair value gap and ideally does not SFP back down. Hopefully we close a candle up in that area because, even though it doesn't really relate to market structure, SFPing this high could cause for a short-term, reversal of price. And I am targeting a little bit higher than that area for my first TP just so I can get a 3-to-1 on it, or, a 3x for my investment. It's not exactly a 3-to-1 because I don't have a stop loss. So that is local resistance that I'm looking at. And after my TP, there is this very obvious support resistance flip here. It was heavy resistance, heavy support in this area. We wicked off it like 4 or 5 times. And once we lost it, it was an aggressive dump. So 0.6743 is a important support resistance flip that I'm watching. And aside from that, I'm not really going to mark out any other resistance. I don't think it's necessary to mark out the resistance above this point. We can save that for a later video. So now on to the market cipher analysis. So the main thing I like about this is that the weekly money flow is still in the red and it's curving to the upside nicely. We have that nice overall money flow curve that I like to see. We are seeing the weekly money flow reverse. We are seeing momentum get above the 0 line significantly. It actually got above the 60 line. So we are seeing money flow. We are seeing momentum come into this asset. And that was, the first thing that made me consider buying this when I saw algo was still very low and the weekly money flow had not crossed yet. That immediately piqued my interest. Now, the daily time frame, the money flow got a very nice move into the green. We had a pretty aggressive pump here. And since money flow has fallen back into the red, but if we zoom in on this, we are potentially seeing a bit of a reversal after it fell into the red. It is not, the strongest looking curvature, but it is starting to curve back to the upside. It actually just crossed back into the green. We kind of put in like a low and then a higher low here. And, you could say it's kind of respecting the overall upwards direction. I guess starting from this point because that was the lowest low, but what this could potentially be is just like a trigger wave in money flow. You know, you could potentially call this an anchor wave in money flow. Money flow came above, got a move back below the red, and maybe this is a trigger wave for continuation. Or maybe money flow has to continue deeper. And, if that's the case, we'll probably see a rejection soon after it crossed into the green here, and maybe money flow goes on to put in lower lows, and then we start the overall curvature again. And, this is a spot play that I am in, so I personally don't care which scenario happens. Sure, it would be nice if we could get some bullish price action going, because the sooner I can lock this in, the better. But, there is potential for this to go both ways. But this could potentially be bullish. Like I said, it could be a trigger wave. We may just see money flow put in yet another higher low. And hopefully, if that's the case, then money flow can then go on to put in a higher high and continue the overall uptrend. And I'm not going to go too low time frame with this. I want to keep this more higher time frame, but we can look at the 4 hour to the 1 hour to try and gauge how the daily time frame may end up. That's what I like to do with Market Cipher. I use the lower time frames to try and tell me what the higher time frames may do next. And on the 4 hour, we are seeing money flow get a bit of a turn to the downside. We had, this high up here, which looked to be sort of the anchor wave. And from there, we got pretty close to it over here. Looking at the horizontal line, we didn't exactly take out that high from back here. So we did put in a lower high, but, it's not exactly looking like a great overall curvature if you kind of extend this out. And if it is going to kind of overall curve to the downside, let me try and get a better drawing here, just to try and project out what this may look like. It seems like, that overall curvature down may take a while. So potentially we could see money flow get another move to the upside, maybe get another move up, maybe get another move up, until it actually kind of fulfills this overall downwards curve, which could potentially lead to the daily time frame money flow getting another move into the red, maybe then continuing the overall curve to the upside. That's kind of how I'm looking at it right now. So this overall idea would play into the daily, maybe getting another move to the downside, maybe trying to build up some more momentum to the downside for the next move up. Like, you could argue that money flow coming down will give more momentum when it actually decides to come back up. So that would be that scenario. But if the daily money flow is going to just kind of continue to the upside here, then maybe this overall downwards curvature idea is just immediately invalidated, right? I'm kind of calling this a little early because really we only have one lower high, and you can't really call this a lower high yet because we haven't formed a clear wave in money flow. It's just starting to get its move back to the upside. So potentially this move just kind of voids this idea, and money flow just gets a massive move to the upside. And we see a similar thing on the 3 hour. This is interesting because we put in a higher low in terms of money flow, which is continuing the trend of putting in higher lows. So potentially that higher low is it. Maybe now the money flow can continue up. That is a bit more context that we get on the 3 hour that we didn't have on a 4 hour. And the 2 hour is a very similar thing. We got a little trigger wave here. Now money flow's putting in higher highs locally. Maybe it can start to put in higher highs compared to these waves. And the 1 hour, we are still technically putting in higher lows as well. Put in another higher low here. But money flow seems to kind of be getting stuck in this area. It's finding resistance there. But hey, maybe it actually ends up breaking this and going higher. Yeah, not much context with the 1 hour other than, we are still seeing higher lows. That's really the best I can say about the 1 hour. So overall, I don't care what happens in the short term. This is a spot bag. I will gladly hold this if algo continues to dump and maybe doesn't get that move to the upside until much later. That's fine by me. But I am looking at this weekly money flow, and I'm expecting that once this crosses over to the green, there's a good chance that algo can really start pumping. That's what I'm betting on. There's no guarantees of anything, but weekly money flow crossing into the green historically has provided pumps. So that is my position. All right, well, that's about it for this video. Yeah, again, let me know what altcoins you want me to do next. I'll probably make a bunch of these videos, and I will try to release these as more consistent videos, and then when I do Bitcoin analysis, I'll just pepper that in between. Let me know what you think about these kind of videos. And other than that, thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed, please consider leaving a like, subscribing, and leaving a comment. That helps to support my channel, and I really appreciate it. And I will see you all in the next video.